I have not written a will. If I have 3 children, then 1/5 to my wife, 1/5 to one child, 1/5 to the another child, 1/5 to the third. I use the word child, not the son, child, and 1/5 to my mother. This is first class, not complete, but if they are all alive, it is like this. Now suppose mother is not alive, my mother is not alive. So then whom to it will go? It will go to my wife and my children in equal ratio. Father does not come into picture. Mother is there, whether dependent or independent. But if she is not there, her share will not go. It is a remainder. That is my wife and 2 children, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. If 3 children, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Clear? Now I can't take my example because I have a wife and I have to go back home. I can't say if she is not alive. I can't say. I can't say. Now suppose some person does not have even wife. She's died, pre-deceased. She was there but pre-deceased. To whom it will go? To children. Son, daughter. Which ratio? Equal ratio. Equal ratio. So if mother is there, mother will get the share. If the wife is there, wife will get the share. If both are not there, the children will get the share in equal ratio. If there is only one child, entire money will go to them, meaning their wife. Grandchildren have no role to play. Grandchildren will not get even a single penny so long as the father is there. Father means my son is there. So like my son or daughter is there, they have no right in that property. They have no right in that property. I'll repeat further. I'll come to that further. Son, child. Child means whether legitimate or illegitimate. Illegitimate is the relationship may be illegitimate, but child is never illegitimate. Child is never illegitimate. It is the relationship of the 2 persons are illegitimate. So child, whether legitimate or child is illegitimate. Child is either minor or the major. Will all get the share. Equal ratio. Question comes. Suppose the children are married. Children are married. And the child predeceases, the son predeceases the father. It's quite possible. There is a married son. He predeceases his father. We will ask a question. Does he have a family or no? If he is not married, then no share. But if he is married, then the son is predeceased, then his family will get the share equal to what he would have got it. Family means his wife and children. There the mother does not come. His wife and the children will get the share in equal ratio. Equal ratio. So children will come, grandchildren will come only when the son predeceases. Son predeceases. Similarly, if the daughter is married, unmarried, finish. If she is married and she predeceases the father, then her share, whatever she could have got, will go to her children and not to the husband. Not to the husband, only to the children of the daughter. Children of the daughter. If the daughter predeceases the father. Clear? Now, son predeceases, the son predeceases is not there. Now, son predeceases. There is a son, and he also predeceases. Very unfortunate, but whatever it is. And he was also married. Son is not there, grandson is not there. His family is there. So it will go to his family in equal ratio. But that is not possible in the case of daughter. In the case of daughter, it is only her children and not grandchildren in the first category. Is this point clear? So the question of son's family come only when the son predeceases. The question of grandson family comes only when the grandson predeceases, and also there is a son also, he also has died. But grandfather is alive. Are you getting my point? Okay. This is the first class. Suppose there is no one in the first class. Means no child or child pre-diseases, no family of the child, mother pre-diseases, wife pre-diseases. That means no issue which is alive. Family not alive, wife not alive. Then only you will go to second class. Otherwise, you will not go to second class. In second class, who gets the share? Legal heir of the spouse. Legal heir of this, what do you call, this son. Legal heir of the son, so you have already done. Legal share of the, you have already done. Children, you have already taken. But there is one legal heir of the son, which is not there earlier. That is mother. That is mother-in-law of that girl. She will get the share in second category. Then comes father. Father of the. If the child dies, no family member, father will get. Father. If father is also not there, then you get grandchildren of the daughter. They have a right, grandchildren of the daughter. If they are not there, then siblings of the person who has died. Sibling means his brother and sister. This is second category. But second will come into picture only when there is no one in the first. I should not go beyond that. It is more than sufficient. But they will come, they will get the share in which capacity? Individual capacity. Not as HUF. But the moment the person dies, we create an HUF. Where is there? How can you create an HUF? I'll explain to that. I'll come back. Before that, I may take a female member dies. If a female dies and she is married, intestate death, her share will go in equal ratio to her husband and children. Here the mother does not come into picture. Here the father does not come. For a son, the mother is there. If a daughter dies, mother, father don't come into picture. If she is married, then the spouse and the children in the first category. But wait, here also, if the daughter has got some property from her parents, she got some property. Then in that case, if she dies intestate, her property which she acquired from parents will go to her children only and not to the husband. So, self-acquired property of the daughter will go to husband and children. But self-acquired property of the daughter is not there. It is acquired from the parents. Then it will not go to her husband. It will go to only her children. So the first category, husband, children. But husband is also excluded for property acquired from her parents. Now, husband is not there. Children. Children is pre-disease. The son pre-diseases the mother. Son pre-diseases the mother. To whom it will go? The family of the son. Family of the son. Which ratio? Whatever he would have got, to get it. Daughter pre-diseases the mother. Again, her family. But not the first spouse. Children only. Children only. Son pre-diseases the son and the daughter. So there is a pre-diseased son of a pre-diseased son. Pre-diseased son of a pre-diseased son of the mother. Then it is family member of the pre-diseased grandson. This is called first class. Second class, it goes to parents.
Sorry for interrupting.
Is
an element of self-earned property and ancestral property coming in what you are saying?
What's preceded?
Self-earned property and ancestral property.
I'll come to that, sir. Wait and watch.
Later. Okay.
Wait and watch.
Okay.
Because more concern is that, and I will certainly talk to you, but continue to do whatever you have done, but that is absolutely wrong. I'll tell you. You wait and watch. I'm talking about this part. I'm now coming to I die. my property will go to my legal heir, first class or second class, whatever it may be. In which capacity? Indivisible capacity. It does not go as HUF. It does not go as HUF. But 90% person sitting here, or 100%, they have created an HUF immediately after the death of the male member. You cannot create HUF. HUF can be created by two ways. Number one, by way of a will, and number two, by way of taking a gift. No other way. No other way. It is not automatic creation. Gone are the days prior to Hindu Succession Act 1956, prior to that, ancestral property or the property acquired from the father was treated as joint family property. But after the enactment of Hindu Succession Act 1956, if I die, whatever property is mine, wait, you will say, what about ancestor? I'll come to that. Whatever property I have earned will go to my legal heir in what capacity? Not as HUF. Not HUF. What about the property which I acquired from my father? Ancestral you're talking about. My father died after 56 or before 56. If he died after 56, I must have acquired that property, if it is by interstate, in which capacity? So it is my property. It is not ancestral property. Are you getting my point? What I'm saying? I'm getting my point. What I'm saying. If my father died or my grandfather died after 1956, after enactment of Hindu Succession Act, whatever property he had is acquired by me. In which capacity? Indivisible capacity. So there is no question of any HUF in that. But we always have made so many HUF out of that. You continue to make it, but legally it is not. Because Chatar Singh judgment, Supreme Court is also there, and the law is also there, saying that it is acquired in their indivisible capacity. So it is my property. I can do with this property as the way I like it. It will not be acquired by my son. My father property I acquired in individual capacity, and not my son has no right in that unless and until I had predeceased. Unless and until I had predeceased. Then of course grandfather property, grandson might have acquired in his individual capacity. So long as I was there, my children do not have a right in my father property which is self-acquired by him, or which he got from his grandfather, but it was treated as self-acquired. So how HUF is created? By writing a will. Write in the will a recital. Recital should be there. After my death, the such and such property which belong to me will go to the HUF of such and such person. Will go to HUF. You have to give the name HUF of such and such person. So this is created by will. By will. HUF of such and such person. If it is will written, then after my death it will go to my son. And it is not written HUF of my son. It cannot be called HUF property. It should be a recital in the will that it will go to my HUF. But will can be made by anybody. Why from father? Anybody can give will to anyone. So I can take a will of property from anyone, whether he is my father or my mother or anyone not related to me. Will can be done, and it can be done in the name of my HUF. So where is the question that it should be taken from father? So will anybody. But let me tell you, in Hindu law, this is HUF. In income tax law, HUF is found like this. Husband and wife, the day you get married, you are a joint Hindu family. But for income tax, no. You need to have two co-partners to form a new HUF. Old HUF, I mean, existing HUF, remainder person continue. I'm talking about new HUF. You need to have, what is this? You need to have a child. And then unless and until they are two co-partners, it is not an HUF for income tax purposes. Wife is never a co-partner. Wife is only a member, but not a So you need to have a child. I said child, not son. Because with effect from 9/9/2005, the daughter has the same right as that of son. As that of son for HUF purposes. For individual, otherwise she had the same right. But for HUF also, daughter has the same right as that of son. So you need to have a child. Need to have a child. Unless and until there is a child, there is no HUF. For income tax purposes. Still there is no HUF unless and until there is a corpus. Income tax people say, what are you coming to me? You may be having an HUF, you may be having a child. Come to me only when there is an income. And when there is a corpus, means there is a capital fund. From where the capital fund will come? Where from it will come? That means either by way of will, property is given to HUF, or by way of what? Where the money will come to form an HUF. HUF is there. The day you get married, the day you have a child, HUF is there. But what for? Income tax says, sit at home. I don't need you. I need you only when there is an income. And income is, there must be some property, there must be asset. So therefore, will or by way of a gift, take a gift of 2,51,000, pay income tax 103 rupees, and HUF is there. Only 103 rupees. Why? Section 56 of Section 2, Clause 7 says, if an HUF receives a gift from any person, I'm not talking about member, any person, it is taxable under the head income from other sources. Okay, I take a gift of 2,51,000. 250 will be exempt that year, and on 1,000 rupees, what is the tax? 103. He is happy, the department is happy, I'm also happy, provided the gift is genuine. And you know that it is what is, I have already explained to you. Gift has to be genuine. Taken means it should be genuine. You have to prove the source of that gift. And if it is a genuine gift, the HUF is created. Provided you have a child. I said this way, new HUF, not this way. Hindu law says husband and wife joint family. Income tax says minimum 2 co-partners to have a new HUF. Old HUF can continue with 1 co-partner and 1 other person. But new HUF, 2 co-partners, father and child. So child is daughter or son. Meaning thereby, even if you have a daughter, you can create an HUF. I created an HUF with my daughter way back in 1973, but I never told anybody. Even at that time, I didn't know that I created an HUF by daughter. You cannot create a HUF by having a daughter. You need to have a son. I didn't know. I created it. I never told anybody. But after this law came, 9/9/2005, and it is more than 6 years, now I'm saying I had a HUF with my daughter. Earlier it was absolutely wrong. Because it is only from 9/9/2005, daughter has become a co-partner. Daughter has become a co-partner. Before that it was not. Now people are saying, sir, pardon me? I'm coming to that. People are saying, sir, which daughter? Married, unmarried? Born before 9/9/2005? Born after 9/9/2005? Which daughter? Whether born before 9/9/2005 or born after 9/9/2005, whether married or unmarried. So people started shouting at me, sir, our sister will take the property whenever there is a partition because she's a co-partner. I said, yes, certainly. But why are you worried? Your wife will also bring. Why are you worried? Your wife will also bring. Then he said, he raised a question. Sir, I have 2 sisters, but only 1 wife. That I can't do. If there are 2 shares, they will take 2 shares. But wife will remain 1. Even if you have more than 1 wife, share is only 1. So that I can't help it. So, but sister is now married or unmarried, born before 9/9/2005 or after 9/9/2005, she is a co-partner, has a right in the property of father's HUF. Which HUF? Father's HUF. That is a different thing. If she wants to relinquish her share, she can always do it. Relinquishment is different, but otherwise she has a Why will she relinquish her share? Her husband will not allow. Will you allow your wife to relinquish? If you don't allow your wife, how do you expect the sister husband to not to do that? So there is nothing, not to worry. These days we have only 2 children, or maybe 1 child. So even if the daughter gets, rather daughter will look after you. A son is a son till he gets married, or till he gets a wife. A daughter remains daughter throughout her life. I'm telling you, this is the law of the land or of the country in India. Son is a son till he gets a wife. He is a son. Exceptions are always there. The exceptions are always there, I'm not denying. But son is a son till he gets a wife. But a daughter remains daughter throughout her life. She will look after you. Maybe she's 60-year-old and you are 80-year-old. Daughter will always have love for her parents. The son may not have. But the same daughter becomes daughter-in-law somewhere else. And things change, I don't know what. Same daughter has daughters as parents-in-law. So they are not the parents. The parents are your parents. So she looks after her parents. She may not look after her husband's parent. That is altogether different. It is the nature. It is the law of the nature. I can't help it. But daughter will always look after her parents. You can see that. Whosoever has experienced that, he can see that daughters always look after the parents. They are more concerned with their parents. The son may or may not, but the daughters are always, whatever you do, she will always look after. So it is a great thing we have in India, but doesn't matter. Wait. So daughter will get the share. Now try to understand a very important thing which I am going to talk to you. Co-partners of HUF. Please note the word co-partner of the HUF. Father, son, grandson, great-grandson. The day son is born, he becomes automatic member of HUF if it is already there. Or you created son. The day grandson is born, he also becomes by birth a member of HUF. The day grandson, great-grandson is born, he becomes a member of HUF. 4 generations, male side, father, son, grandson, great-grandson. By birth, they are member of the HUF of their that father or the grandfather or great-grandfather. By birth, generation number 5, great-grandson is a member but not a co-person. 5th generation is a member. Son, I am talking about not son's wife, not son children. Son, 5th generation son is a member but not a co-person. Up to 4th generation. Father, son, grandson, great-grandson, by birth. You cannot ignore him. You cannot say that you are not part of the HUF. He will be part of the HUF by birth. But the 5th generation, member, but not a co-partner. When will he become co-partner? Unless and until number 1 dies, he cannot come to number 4. If number 1 is alive, number 2 dies, still the number 5th cannot become number 4. Number 4 he cannot become. Number 4 he will become only when number 1 dies. Are you getting my point? Father, son, grandson, great-grandson. They are co-partner. What is the difference between a member and a co-partner? Member can not ask for partition, but co-partner can ask for partition. Anytime he wants, he can ask for partition. Even a child in the womb of the mother, if he is male member and alive, born alive, gets a right in the HUF. Provided he is born alive. He is already conceived, born alive, becomes a co-partner. Not born alive, still child, it's a different thing. Are you getting my point? 4th generation. 5th generation, no. Member, right side, daughter. That's all. Daughter. Only daughter is a co-partner. Daughter children are not co-partner. Why? Daughter children are co-partner of their father's HUF. Are you getting my point? daughter's children will be co-parcel of which HUF? Their father HUF. So daughter children are not the co-partner of, we call it in Hindi, in Delhi, Nana's HUF. Whatever you call Nana's HUF means mother's father HUF. Daughter children will not be there. They will be not the co-partner. Since they are no co-partner, they cannot ask for partition. Only the daughter can ask for partition. But if the daughter is not alive, children cannot ask for partition. But whenever there is a partition, the children will get share of the daughter. But they cannot ask for partition. Are we looking after such things which I am talking about? Are we looking after such things which I am talking about? Nobody knows. So continue to think, do whatever you like, but keep listening to me, what I am saying. Coming back. So this side 4 generation, this side 1 generation. Grandson, member of the... Can I have my own HUF if I am a member of my father's HUF? Yes, certainly. I can be a member of my father's HUF. I can have my own HUF by having a child and corpus. And corpus. I am not assuming wife. Wife, of course, is going to be there. But then I need to have another co-partner. So my child is also a co-partner of my father's HUF. My child is also a co-partner of my father's HUF. My grandchild is also a co-partner. But I can create my own HUF with my children. With my children. And my child can create his own HUF with his children. And HUF is only created by male member. It is not created by female member. No. HUF is only male member. But who is creating? So I can be a member of my father's HUF. I can have my own HUF. My son can be a member of my father's HUF. He can be a member of my HUF also. And he can be a member of his own HUF also. Are you getting my point? This is not called a smaller HUF. These are separate HUF. We don't call it a smaller. It is not by partition. It is creation separately. So I am a co-partner of my father HUF. Am I right? My son is a co-partner of my father HUF, his grandfather HUF. My great-grandson is grandson is a member of my father's HUF. Clear? But I can create my HUF. So my son, his son, grandson will become the HUF. My son can also create an HUF. His wife and children and their children up to 4 generations can have an HUF. Are you getting my point? Are you yes, sir.
So, gift is received through will. Corpus is received through will. Husband and wife are there. Child is not.
So long as child is not there, in income tax it will be assessed as individual. The day you have a child, it will become HUF.
So the corpus will move on the day when the child is born.
As per law, not as per your practice. You continue to be assessed as HUF with your wife. How can you do that when there are no 2 co-partners? There's only 1 co-partner. You know, by death, of course, succession you can have it, but new HUF should have 2. Who can ask for partition in that case? Can a wife ask for partition? Can wife? She is a member, not a co-partner. Normally she goes for partition, but she cannot ask for partition. She forces you to go for partition. But can she ask for partition? Am I right or wrong? She can ask you to, she cannot ask for partition, but she is responsible for partition. This is the law of the nature, I can't say. So de facto, de jure. De jure is not allowed. De facto, it is happening everywhere. There is a difference between de facto and de jure. Yes, please. What do you want to say?
The time being that income will be in the
assessed in the hands of individuals.
individual.
Please don't do that, because they also don't know. So don't do that. The others will be put into trouble.
So create a HUF and do it.
I'll come to that. Each and every question. Mr. Murli has given me so many topics, it is not possible to complete all those topics. But unless and until you are satisfied with one topic, I'll not switch over to the second topic. Ask any number of questions you want to ask. It is better then only if you are clear about the subject. No formalities to be completed for having this. Yes, sir. I'll come to that. I'll explain each and everything. Like you wait and watch. All questions will be asked or replied to you in a due course of time. I'll cover up those points. I'll cover up.
Sir, what you do, probably what you
Wait
have
for
in
some
mind,
time.
it will be covered in his presentation itself. Once the presentation is over,
Then you keep on asking questions.
if it is not, your answer is not coming for your, because individually you will have so many problems, you will convert into a question and then get an
Because
answer.
whatever I'm
actually.
talking, you are not accepting.
After the presentation is over, you ask questions.
You ask any number.
One or two, beyond that, we will have 50% share.
Okay.
We will have a professional.
Okay, sir. So what I'm saying, now coming to, who is the Karta? The senior most member, male member, is the Karta of the HUF. If my father has created an HUF, my father, then who is the Karta? My father. If he is created. I'm not talking about HUF of his father. That is, his father must have created. Who created the HUF? I'm talking about that. Suppose my father created it. Prior to that, there was HUF of my grandfather. That is different. That is separate. That is separate. My father created. Can my father create HUF by having separate HUF with one son, separate HUF with second son, separate HUF with third son? The answer is, or fourth with the daughter? The answer is no. You can have only one HUF with your children. Only one HUF with your children. Children means including the daughter. They cannot be separate HUF with each child. Because the day the child is born, he becomes automatically the member of the HUF. So it is by nature, no, it's not by creation of law. Is it clear? So I cannot create separate HUF with my children. It has to be only one HUF. Who will be the Karta? Obviously, my father. Because he created that, he is the senior most. But suppose the father is not alive. Who will become the Karta? The next generation? The senior most brother. The senior most brother. Out of the sons, the senior most, even daughter can now be a Karta. Because a Karta has to be a co-partner. A member cannot be a Karta, but a co-partner can be a Karta. So who's ever the senior most? My brother or me? Who's ever the senior most will be Karta. Can anybody else be a Karta? If we don't want the senior most, the answer is yes, provided all the members so decide. So any adult member can be a Karta. Any adult member can be a Karta, provided all the members so decide. Otherwise, by convention, the senior most in the family becomes the Karta. Senior most male member, not the female member will come now in the next generation, that is daughter. Daughter can also become Karta. It is up to you. She becomes Karta. Or father becomes Karta after father, or father doesn't want to become, your son or the daughter can be Karta. So a woman, a female, can be a Karta of her father HUF, but she cannot be a Karta of her husband HUF. Am I right or wrong? A daughter can be a Karta of her father's HUF, but a daughter cannot be a Karta of her husband HUF, because she is not a co-partner in husband's property, but she is a co-partner in her father's property. Are you getting my point? So daughter can be a Karta of father's HUF, but she can be a Karta of only her father's HUF. She cannot be a Karta of her grandfather's HUF. Not the grandfather, because right side only co-partner is daughter. Thereafter the chapter is over. This side 4 generations. This side 1 generation. Are you getting my point? This side 4 generations. So anyone can be a Karta, but he should be an adult member. The question should come, what about a person who has died and he has only minor children, who will become a karta? Because adult member has to be a karta. The wife cannot become karta, but she can become manager till they get majority. She can become manager. She is not a karta. She is manager. A karta will always be a karta whether he does anything or not. Karta will remain karta, or kuch karta ya nahi karta. Karta will remain karta. This is the law. This is the law. Karta will always remain karta. But daughter can be a karta only for father's HUF. Her husband HUF, she can be a manager till her children gets majority. Till her children gets majority. But she cannot be a karta. Are you getting my point? Coming to the point next. Can you make gift to the HUF? Or can HUF make a gift to the members? Or this? Are you getting my point? I am taking a question. Section 56 of Section 2, Clause 7 has given that the member can make a gift to the HUF and it will be treated as a relative. Are you noticing the new thing? Member of the HUF can make a gift to the HUF. No problem. Anybody else can give, but member can also give. Anybody else, if they're giving a gift, then he is not a relative or person is not a relative. It is covered under 56 of Section 2, Clause 7. But if the gift is received from members, it is not covered under Section 56, 2(7) because it is exempt. But wait, you should not take the gift from members because Section 64 subsection 2 will apply. What is Section 64(2)? If the self-acquired property or your own property is converted into or thrown into the hodgepodge of the house, the HUF, or transferred to the HUF without adequate consideration, the income from that asset shall be clubbed in the hands of the transferor. Section 64 subsection 2. So if I make a gift to my HUF, I can. There is no restriction, no 56. But whatever income the HUF will earn on account of that income will be clubbed in my hand. Will be clubbed in my hand. But there is nothing to worry. It is income which is clubbed. Income on income is not clubbed. Saraswati, achhi judgment. What you do? Suppose I have 1 crore with me. I gift it to my HUF. And the HUF buy bonds, tax-free bonds with that money. Tax-free bond. Or HUF invest in shares with that money. Okay? Dividend is exempt. And when it is a long-term capital gain of listed securities, it is still exempt. So will there be any clubbing? No clubbing, because there is exempt income on account of dividend, on account of long-term capital gain from the transfer of shares through recognized stock exchange. If it is short-term, then it is taxable in the hands of the transferor. But that income which has received, HUF received, if that income is again invested in anything, that income is not to be clubbed. It will remain the income of HUF. So tax planning can be done. Even if it is clubbed, why do you want to have the income from that asset? You take that income as exempt. It will not be clubbed at all. It will not be clubbed at all. Even long-term capital gain will also not be clubbed because it is exempt. But income on income will not be clubbed. So planning can be done in that manner also. So HUF, you can take gift in the name of HUF. If you take gift from person other than members, it is taxable under Section 56(2)(7). But if you take a gift from your member, it is not taxable. Clear? Well, gift has to be proved. That is different thing. Coming to, can HUF make a gift to members? Answer is no. No. Because if you make a gift to some person, one member, it will be treated as partition of the property. Answer is no. HUF cannot make a gift to the member. HUF cannot make gift. It only can do for pious purposes, some gift can be given, but it cannot be given to the members at all. If the HUF makes a gift for any other also purpose, not to the members also, it is voidable. It is voidable because any member can raise an objection. How can you give our money to some person? HUF is voided. But to members, it is otherwise not allowed. Clear cut, sir? Next point. What is the advantage of having HUF? Tell me, what is the advantage of having an HUF? Benefit of tax, because that becomes a separate entity. How much is the benefit? Think of. First 2,50,000 exempt. Am I right? So how much you have saved? 30%, let's say the maximum. 75,000. Clear? Next 2,50,000, 10%. How much you have saved? 20%. 50,000. Clear? 125. Next 5 lakh, you save 10%. Am I right? So how much it comes to? 175. Plus 3%. Plus 3%. 5,100 and whatever amount. So whatever the saving is, 1,80,000 something you save. And after 10 lakh, there is no point of earning income in HUF. What is the advantage? In your hand it is 30%. In the HUF hand it is 30%. So the maximum saving is 175 plus 3%. Am I right or wrong? This is the maximum saving every year which you can make in HUF. So after 10 lakh, there is no point keeping the money in HUF. Then what should you do? Section 10 clause 2. Share of profit received by a member from HUF is fully exempt. Is fully exempt. So distribute the money to the members. Does it have, do you have to distribute equally as per law? Yes. But if all the members so decide, it can be given even to one person, one member. There is no restriction. There is absolutely no restriction. Because once the HUF paid tax, they can distribute that income. And share of profit received by the member from the HUF is fully exempt under section 10 clause 2. But wait, you can only distribute current income. Accumulated income cannot be distributed because that will be called as partition, partial partition under income tax, now not allowed. So what is to be distributed is current income. Once income accumulated and taken to the next year, it cannot be distributed at all. So distribute the income in the year in which it is earned. After paying tax, you can distribute it. How do you distribute it? Because I come to know only after 31st March. How do you distribute the partner's income? Debit to partner's capital, debit to co-partner, and then withdraw it. And then withdraw it. But you should withdraw it. Thereafter you can give a loan. Can HUF take a loan from members? Why not? Can HUF pay interest to the members? Why not? If they can take from anybody, section 48(2) will be applicable. Means if it is unreasonable, excessive, then it is different. Otherwise you can take a loan from the member. Can HUF give loan to the members? Certainly you can give a loan. It's not a gift, it's a loan. Can it give tax-free? The AO will be happy if you give tax-free loan. But HUF gives tax-free loan because then there will be no HUF income. And since there is no HUF income, you are not benefited by the slab rate. Are you getting my point? So HUF can give loan, HUF can accept loan, HUF can accept loan from members, HUF can give loan to the members because loan is not a gift. Loan is not a gift. So loan allowed. Can HUF do business? Certainly, HUF can do business through Karta. Can HUF enter into partnership? Yes, through Karta. Can HUF buy share? Yes, through the Karta. You can. If HUF do business, can HUF give any remuneration to the Karta? Answer is yes. A reasonable remuneration can be paid by the HUF to the Karta who looks after the affairs. You can give, but reasonable amount can be given as salary, and that salary will be allowed as deduction while computing the income of the HUF and will be treated as income of the Karta. When a partnership, the Karta enters into a partnership on behalf of HUF, what about the treatment of salary given to Karta? and the interest on capital to the karta, or interest on capital of the HUF. Whatever is the interest on capital subject to section 40B in a partnership firm will be taxable in the hands of HUF. But whatever is the salary given to the karta will be taken as income of the karta and not of the firm or the HUF, not of the HUF. Why? Because salary is given to working partner and not to the sleeping partner. HUF is a beneficiary. But who is working? Is HUF working? No, it is karta. Rasik Lal and Company Supreme Court judgment that you can give salary to karta, but it will be his individual income, and section 40B will apply. It will not apply for HUF, it will apply for the partner. Who is the partner? Karta. They will not recognize a firm, HUF, when the salary is concerned. They will not recognize the HUF. They will recognize the person who is acting there, and that is karta. So you can give salary, karta can become partner, and salary can be given to karta, but it will be his individual income and not partnership firm income. But interest which is paid will be the income of the HUF. Can HUF come? I'll come to that. Let me complete. Can the HUF earn commission? That 31st March commission, no. I did say 31st March commission, no. But regular commission or franchise commission or anything with the business income commission, yes, certainly it is a business. But 31st March income, that commission is not a commission, because commission is done by the person who is working, and he is not the person who is working. The HUF doesn't work. It is the karta who works. But when you do business and it is a franchise business, and you are doing sale on behalf of that principal, then in that commission it is a business and not the commission as it is said. That is allowed. That is allowed. So you can do business. There is absolutely no restriction. You can do business, but not the business. Can HUF carry on profession? Can HUF carry on profession? The answer is no. Profession is